Hey guys, welcome. Here we go. Issue 52 of Knight Rider. It's in, it's ready to go, but we have a special treat coming up. But first things first, let me show you what we're going to do. So let's get on down to the bed. Guys, another thing from Mike Lane Mods, self-adhesive front carpets. We're going to be turning this piece from its plastic image look to a full-on carpet. And of course, here are some of the carpets that we're going to be installing. Came with a nice fancy pick, which will help us to get into those nooks and crannies along here. And we also have some other stuff. These are going to go on the sides where we did the dashboard. So a lot of things are going to start coming into play. Then we're going to come back, grab our old piece, and we'll begin to mount this. But we can't mount this till we finish our carpets. Here you have it, guys. Here's where the carpets are. We have our carpets here, and then we have our plastic here. It's inside the packaging still. So we have a lot to work on. So let's get on started, guys. So of course, guys, what I like to do is give you a little snippet here of how it looks right now. Now, I guarantee you, yeah, this does look kind of like it's been carpeted or whatever. And if you were only going to look at this as a glance, or you were never going to open the door, I'd say, yeah, don't bother getting the carpets. But after seeing some of the things and the work that was put into doing this, I suddenly changed my mind. So here's what we're working with. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start up on step one. If you're not following, because it's not in the book, don't worry, you can go to Mike Lane Mods. They do give you a QR code inside so you can follow along. But if you go to their website, there shouldn't be a problem. You go in there, they got it all picture by picture. And we're going to be starting from this side, working our way around. Then we're going to do the same thing here. Then we're going to come down the middle. All right. And once we come down the middle, everything else is just going to, fall right into place. Okay. So without further ado, let's get on started, guys. So of course, as you can see here, I'm going to use this fancy pick that they gave us. You can see where you're going to start. Okay. And then you go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to come over here, grab 6, go to 7, go to 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12, 13, and then you're going to come over here, get 14, and then you're going to do 15, which is right over here, and then 16 right over here, which is for your dashboards. And then your final thing is to put right onto that cap a little piece, okay? And that little piece is the cap that we're going to be putting here. There's a little bit of fabric that's going to show, so you're going to put it right there. Other than that, guys, this is our scheme, our attack plan for this. And then I'm just going to go through the numbers and grab it up. So first things first is we're going to grab number 1, which is over here on this piece. Then we're going to follow on through and match the numbers to what we're doing. All right. Other than that, guys, let's hang in there. Once again, there's your QR code. All right. Here's a link for you to go to if you can't use the QR code. So, yeah, here we go, guys. Let's begin the show. So, there you have it, guys. Look at that. This is part 1 and part 2. Don't mind the fade there. That's just me while I was quickly just getting this going. But you can buff all that out. All right. So if you want the carpets pristine, just go like that. They'll be nice and pristine for you. Okay. And then they came out pretty good, guys. Came out pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. Pretty impressed with it. Now, of course, once this is over with, we'll have a little demonstration of everything done. But I just wanted to give you a little snippet here. And since now you know how it's going to look, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest and show you guys the finished product. So we are all done. Everything is looking pretty sharp. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not too keen on my lighting here because it doesn't do its justice. But we'll cover that at a later date, because when you put it under the light, it comes out really good. Remember, this is the color we ended up with at the beginning. and this is what we're ending with at the end. Now I got a lot of fuzz and everything, but it really looks like a real interior of the car. So I'm very impressed with that. Um, of course, here are all the steps. These are everything that I did. I followed it online because it was a lot easier to do than just kind of guess where the pieces go. But other than that, we did that, including our little piece here, which is really nice. I think it came out really nice. So I'm going to do a little trickery here with some light. All right. And as you can see, doesn't do much justice, but that's okay. Other than that, guys, there it is. It's all in its glory. It looks really nice. I'm impressed with it. I like it. I'm probably just going to buff out the carpet a little bit to make it look a little simpler. But yeah, this is what it looks like, guys. Looks pretty sharp. So what I'm going to do is we're going to move on to the next phase. Okay, so here we go. Our center console. Okay. Now you can change the color of this armrest and make it tan if you so choose. They do give you the Tamira color paint scheme. I chose to stay with all black, only because I kind of like the sleek black look. I didn't want to put that's a lot of tan in there. I didn't want to offshoot it just to make it look like we used the armrest because he never really did in the show, and I barely ever saw this, so I'm just going to keep it black. We do have our light source in there, so be very careful of that. In the meantime, we have to put our seat belts on. Okay, so one's going to go on one side and one's going to go on the other. So just to make sure you kind of want that extra red right there to be on one side, and then you're going to do the other thing with the extra red on this side, so that way they go in like this. You're going to be using BP screws, so we'll go ahead, screw those on, and we'll be hot to trot, guys. Okay, so the seat belts are in. They look pretty snazzy. I like that. They look good. However, we're going to move on to our next step, which our next step is pretty easy, guys. So this one's pretty easy. All we're going to do is we're going to attach our little piece here. The way we attach that little piece is pretty simple, guys. It's going to kind of go, I want to say it goes like this. All right. And once we do that, because there's no other way of putting it on, right? Yeah, no other way of putting it on because it won't line up if you go the other way. So what we're going to do is we're going to, just to make sure so we're going to slide this right on. Okay. It's going to match right in with our carpet. Now, because you put the carpet in, it is going to be a little finicky to get it in there, but don't worry. It'll line right up, all right, just like so, and it'll look snazzy. I'm going to put in some BP screws, and there you have it. Fit like a glove. Just remember that hole is there for one reason, and that is because we have a cable coming through. All right, we have another big hole over here, and this is where a bunch of our cables from the dashboard are going to go. And then eventually they're going to run right along underneath here. That's why we have that huge cavity underneath. And we're going to need to get probably some tape or whatever. But I think it's already mounted to the bottom of the car. Well, when we get these, we're going to need to actually tape these along, and then those will come out, and they'll even attach to our new alpha circuit. Okay. So our next phase, pretty simple. We're going to grab this piece, okay, and it's going to go right up in here on this part right there. Now remember, you put the carpet down, so it is going to be quite snug, okay? Don't be afraid. Just keep screwing down nice and snug on it. It'll be just fine. You'll use BP screws, and then we're going to come back and do another piece. And now we're going to take this piece, and according to this piece, it's going to get mounted just like so. All right, it's going to go so that way the flat side is facing on the inside. You're still going to take two BP screws and put them in. All right, and now here comes the moment of truth where we actually will be mounting our center console. Okay, center console is going to get easily mounted. You just bring the wire on through. All right, first things first. That's the first thing. Now, remember, everything in here on the inside will line up with the 3 screws here and here, okay? So don't be afraid. All right, we're just going to line them right on up. All right, and you go kind of out through here, it'll line it right up. Okay, now the next phase that you're going to do is you're going to take your BP screws that we do have left, should have plenty left, and those BP screws will then screw into all the parts that are underneath. Don't be too worried about these two up here. It doesn't say to worry about it, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just assume that it is going to have, it's going to mount here from the dashboard. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and screw these in and show you the finished product. Okay, wow, look at that. Came out pretty good. We have our piece here, we have our center console in. Everything still works pretty good. This does not move, however, this does. So if you wanted to, you can initiate the parking brake. I'm not going to. Other than that, we'll look over at the bottom here. Here's our first cord going out towards the back of the car. Here's our tunnel for all the other wires and such that are going to run along here. I am going to say these screws were a little bit of a pain in the butt. I also had to switch locations of where that fabric piece went. It turns out that fabric piece does not go on the long end, it goes on the short end. But I was able to salvage it and bring it back. So we were able to put it in place where it's supposed to be. So that way you don't see any imperfections, especially when you open the door here. Other than that, guys, that is it for our stage today. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and once again, thank you, Mike Lane Mods, for supplying us with a carpet for the interior. If you do keep watching this show, we do like to let you guys know on this channel that we will be putting in more carpeting, and that'll be towards the back of the vehicle, because, well, it would look ridiculous if you just had carpet in the front and no carpet in the back, all right? Unless you want to do a before and after with the car. I don't have that kind of time. Other than that, guys, this is all I have for today's video of stage 52. I also want to say once again, thanks to Mike Lane Mods for providing this for us. And we hope you enjoyed today's stuff. If you haven't done so yet, don't worry. You can go to Mike Lane Mods. You can click on their website, and you'll get all the really cool stuff that we have here for our model. Other than that, guys, I do have to get going. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. If you want, please share. Maybe you got a friend out there that might be struggling with this. If not, other than that, guys, gotta go. You guys keep on modeling.